Buongiorno, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to my kitchen. Let me just wish everybody a buona festa della donna. Della donna. It's happy feast of the women. I like the way they say it in Italian better. Here we just say happy International Women's Day. It just sounds so blah. But there it's festa della donna. So festa is a feast. It's a party. It's more special than just day of. So Festa della Donna, Feast of the Women. So, whoops, making noise with my new knife I'm going to share with you in a minute. So anyway, Buona Festa della Donna to everybody. I hope that everybody had a wonderful weekend. I did. It was my birthday yesterday. So I got powder all over me here. I had a beautiful day. Oh, look at my new knife. This is, my frying pans that I love from Untitled Chapter. Well, they just started carrying knives, so I just got a new chef knife to try out. And I was chopping up with it earlier. It is sharp, baby. So I'm gonna, and the handle is made out of rosewood. So I'm loving that because, I'm from Roseto, is my favorite place in the world, and that's the town of roses. So, boom. Also, we lived in Madison, New Jersey for 22 years. They call that the Rose City because it all used to be rose nurseries there. So anyway, and of course my Andy's spoon. I'm just a happy camper today. So today we're making carrot ginger soup. This is a really nice soup. It's good in the fall, but it's also good now for the spring. But what's really nice about this too, it's kind of, okay, so yesterday was my birthday, so I decided I'm gonna do a little bit of cleansing this week because I pigged out this weekend. So it's a nice cleansing soup because the ginger, the carrots, carrots are one of the first vegetables that we introduce to babies, the baby food. Always start with the carrots because they are very non-reactive. Almost nobody's ever allergic to carrots. So those kind of things. So it's very nice. Also, I learned years ago when I had my restaurant, I used to make this. A friend of mine who was going through chemo with breast cancer said this was the only soup she could keep down. First of all, soups are good, especially when you're feeling nauseous. They're calming, the warmth. But also, the carrot is non-reactive, and the ginger, is anti-inflammatory and is also soothing to the stomach. So this is a really good soup. So if anybody has any friends going through chemo, make this soup for them. Probably be one of the few things they can hold down for a little while. So it's a good thing. Not to mention it just tastes good anyway. All right, so what we're gonna start with here, now I like to start my soups sauteing the vegetables first. So we're just gonna cut up some carrots. So what I started with is 2 full bags of this. This is a 1 pound bag. These are organic carrots. Now, if you have organic carrots, you do not need to peel them. Peeling carrots is a pain in the neck anyway. As long as they're nice, fresh carrots and they don't have big blemishes on them or anything, or tons of little root. If they've got those little furry roots on them, that means they've been sitting for a while and they've started to grow. Peel them. But if you've got some nice, good, clean carrots, you can wash them well. They're organic. Leave the skin on because there's lots of vitamins in the skin. And of course, I always cut my carrots long ways first because if you don't, they roll, even if they're little. So just give them one of those. Now, I'm going to tell you, I cheated. I got a pot cooking because if we had to sit here and wait for carrots to cook, and for me to cut 2 pounds of carrots, even though I'm quick. Okay, so what we would do is this. We've got carrots, so we're going to turn this on. We're going to start with, I already have chopped onion. So what you want is 2 pounds of carrots, like a nice good sized onion. Oops. Let's put a little oil in there first. Just a little bit of good oil to get them started to sweat, We're going to put the carrots in. And we're going to put in if I was doing the whole 2 pounds, which I already kind of have, 2 pounds of carrots, I would use 2 zucchini, but we're just doing 1 right now. Let's see here. And it doesn't really matter how small you cut this. It's up to you. Now you can leave them whole and make them all cubed close to the same size and make your soup that way. But this is a soup we puree. So there's nothing to chew, nothing to, you know, say, ooh, what's that green thing? Because the green mixes in with the orange in the puree. And that's very nice, especially if you want the kids to eat it. Now, when you're putting the ginger in though, depending on who's eating this, ginger can make it really yummy and it can also make it kind of spicy. So be prepared to know who your audience is for this soup. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and sweep them all down here. While I'm talking to you, I'll cut the rest of these. Okay. And we're just gonna stir these around, let them sweat. And then once those sweat, then we're going to add the water to the pot. We don't really need, you can use vegetable broth or you can use chicken broth if you want, but honestly, this stuff makes enough flavor that water works. And want to keep it, you know, a lot of times if you buy a broth, it's going to have salt in it. So this soup, I'm not putting any salt in mine. If you want to put a pinch in yours, it's up to you. But I'm making this today salt-free, but I'm putting other spices in it so you'll see where that goes. All right, so now I have some garlic. So I'm going to put in when I'm doing the full recipe, I'm putting 3 cloves of garlic. So now what you would be doing with this is once these are sweat, once you have your full recipe sweating out, you're gonna put in like 1.5 quarts of water. And then it's gonna do this. Hold on, magic TV stuff. Oh, and then once you put the water in, it gets all nice and soupy. Look at that. I just have fun doing this. I'm gonna put this through my garlic press. Main reason being is I already got this started, and so I didn't really need to take the skin off of this. Because this cool garlic press, you don't need to take the skin off. It goes right through it. It's my pampered chef stuff, you know. So I'm gonna take off a chunk of ginger. Now, this is completely up to you. If you're not used to using fresh ginger in something like this, I would say, you know, not more than 1 inch, if that, maybe even a little less. I'm gonna use probably a good, you know, and it depends also how thick the pieces are, because this is a root, so like this piece is skinnier, this piece is fatter. So I'm going to just peel it first, so that's what's important. I can't put this through the garlic press because it's, you know, it's very, like, just to show you, like if you can see, it's very stringy, so it like would get stuck in there. So I'm just going to mince this with this really super duper sharp knife. And yes, it will, you know, puree when I put the immersion blender in there, but still, I want to make sure that all those stringies get in there. All right, so now we're doing all this. We're letting this cook up. Now, the cool spices that go in here. Now, you can, you know, use whatever you like. Let's get my mess here. Put in a little bit of cinnamon. The cinnamon has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. It's also really good for your blood sugar. So anybody who has issues with blood sugar, diabetes, or just sensitivity, you know, highs and lows during the day, that's your blood sugar spiking. Cinnamon is really good for your body. It helps your body utilize its insulin better. So we're gonna put some of that in. Plus it tastes really good with the carrot. Another little bit. We're gonna put in a little bit of cumin. Cumin's also not too reactive, and I'm just gonna put a little bit. It has like a little bit of a, well, actually, they use cumin a lot of places. To me, it always smells Mexican, but then it's also used in Indian cuisine, and they use comino in Italy too. And then turmeric. Turmeric also has lots of good properties to it. There we go. So you can put some of that in there too, and it makes it really pretty. And well, it's already gonna be pretty and orange, but adds a little bit more pungency to the color. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. So now all you do is let that cook down. And of course, now this one's been cooking for a while. So these things I just added in, they're gonna blend in. It's gonna be really nice. So what I'm gonna show you now, once it's been cooking and all your vegetables are nice and soft, you know, even my carrots and my onions and my zucchini there, you can tell are nice and soft because I started it a while ago. You're gonna take your stick blender and you're going to puree it, just in the pot. Now, how thick it ends up depends on how much water you put in. If you prefer a thicker, you know, more hearty, thick soup, then by all means, put in a little less, like, you know, instead of 1.5 quarts, put in 1 quart, or, you know, a little bit less. It won't change the benefits of the soup. And if you want to puree it completely all the way, you can do that. If you want to puree it but leave a couple of chunks in there, you can do that too. Sometimes, depending on the soup, I feel like if I have a purely pureed soup, that I don't feel like I ate a meal. But if I have a soup with some chunks in it, I feel like I had a meal. So, you know, that's personal preference. Okay, so now we've got this pretty soup. It smells delish. Okay, and you can serve it just like this. Let me move all my stuff out of the way so you can see it. Look at that, isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see, I'm not gonna lean it too far because you know what happens when I lean things to the camera. Bloop. But one thing you can do to this is you could add, like you could add some pumpkin seeds on top, you know, just really pretty like that. Depending on if you want something creamier, you could put a little blob of panna, you know, which is like just plain cream, or a little bit of creme fraiche or something like that. I don't know if I'd do sour cream. You could, I'm sure. But anyway, but it's really a pretty dish. It's a pretty presentation. It tastes really yummy. Ooh, yeah, I can taste the ginger in that. So now you know it is. Please note, I did not add any salt to this. Now normally, I probably would add a little black pepper because I like black pepper. I think you guys know that. I'll put it on here. You can put it in the soup or you can put it on top on yourself. But I made it salt-free, and I will tell you right now, if you're into salt, you're gonna miss it a little bit. But if you try, even if you make it without the salt and then, you know, have a few spoonfuls before you slightly salt it, I'm gonna tell you, you can really taste all the flavors. You can taste the onion, you can taste the carrots, you can taste the ginger and the garlic, and it's really nice. And now that I just added the pepper to it, I think that if you add the pepper to it, you really don't need the salt. But if you add a salt, just a little bit, add it at the end, after it has cooked down, after you've pureed it, give it a little bit of salt and give it a couple minutes to, you know, dissolve in there. But I'm telling you, it's a very simple, you saw it was like, what, a couple ingredients, but very tasty soup and very, very good for you. So I hope that you try this. I hope that you like the things I've been bringing to you from my kitchen. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, or whatever you call it, like my Facebook page. Everything's under Dorina's Kitchen. I'm gonna put out a link for the knives if you like them. And as soon as Andy's carving spoons again, I'm gonna give you information for him. And I guess that's about it for today. We're doing really simple because today is Festa della Donna, and I'm going to take some time for me because this is my day. Yesterday was my day. Oh, it's my week. This is awesome. It's not just my birthday weekend and International Women's Day. This is Dorina's week. Yep, birthday week, Women's Day week, whatever. Okay, I'm going overboard here. But anyway, please also just remember, this is a great gift, a nice treat to take anybody you know who's going through any cancer treatments. This is a great soup for them. Okay, so anyway, take care of everybody. Take care of your friends. Take care of your family. Bring them to the table and start with this, a great first course. Anyway, Ciao. Have a beautiful day.